I'm Shinzen Yang, and this is...
My name is Richard Ford.
And I'm going to demonstrate how to interactively guide a person in working with the issue of physical discomfort. Richard, would you, or you prefer Rich?
Yeah, Rich.
Rich, would you say something about the what you're experiencing now in terms of physical discomfort, pain, and so forth?
Well, the physical discomfort is in the lower back, both sides, extends down to the hip on the right side, and then occasionally it's shoulder stiffness, and I think it's associated with the back pain in the lower back.
And is this a condition that's with you like most of the time, or?
It's been on and off for 20-something years.
I see. So it's a long-standing condition.
Yes.
Is it something that represents a major impediment in your life, or more just sort of an inconvenience?
It's an inconvenience, but it has been a major impediment.
So it sometimes flares and becomes worse, and then
Yes.
other times it's not
Yes.
so severe. Okay, what we're going to do is I'm going to just start guiding you, and you can just follow along,
Right.
and we'll see where it takes us. So I'd like you to start by closing your eyes, and you can sort of lengthen your spine and settle into your posture. Okay, good. Now, do you feel pretty settled into the posture?
Yes.
Okay, good. We'll call the areas where you feel the discomfort clearly the primary areas. And I'd like you to focus for a moment on those primary areas and get a sense of the size, shape, position, and so forth. Able to do that?
Yes.
And is it one connected area, or is it several disconnected areas that are the primary?
Two areas.
Two independent areas?
Yes.
Okay, good. Now, I'd like you to check out and see if the physical discomfort in your body is limited to those two primaries, or whether the primary areas in some way affect the rest of your body. You can do a sort of conceptual experiment. You can imagine if there was not that primary discomfort, would the rest of your body be in some way more comfortable? If so, then that represents a spread of influence from the primaries. But if that's not the case, then they're truly isolated and there's no secondary spread. Can you make a guess as to
It's spread.
There's a subtle spread.
Mm-hmm.
Does it affect much of your body, most of your body, or the spread is not too wide?
Most of it.
Okay. That is, by the way, excellent spatial resolution. Very often when a person has a discomfort in their body, most of the suffering will be in the subtle spread. People tend to think it's in the local intensity, and sometimes it can be, but subtle is significant, I often say, and the subtle spread, the fact that you can detect that subtle spread is highly significant. So that's excellent. So here's what I'd like you to do. I would like you to work with not with the primary initially, but with the subtle spread. We're going to work with the easier material first. And I'd like you to let your attention freely float within the secondary sensations and just sort of note the part of your body, like knee, face, arms, that kind of thing, where there's secondary discomfort. And because that secondary discomfort is mild relative to the primary discomfort, you may be able to have perfect equanimity with it. Just totally accept it. You may not be able to totally accept the primary sensation, But you may be able to totally accept the secondary sensations because they're milder. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does.
So I'm going to have you do that with spoken labels. I'd like you to do that now.
Spoken labels.
In other words, you'll say out loud, knee, face. You'll note, you let your awareness freely float within the secondary sensations, go wherever they want, and just say out loud where you're focusing on the secondary. And that will tend to sort of circulate through your body. You'll see your awareness will just sort of naturally go from place to place within the secondary. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Good. I'd like you to do that with spoken labels, and I'll just listen in.
Right. Shoulder blades. Neck muscles. My fingers.
Good. To make it more impersonal and matter of fact, you can just make it like really simple, like shoulder, finger, neck, in a sort of gentle and matter of fact voice. So you don't have to make it my or you make it like really simple and sort of impersonal and matter of fact.
Forehead. Forearms. Thumbs. Neck. Spine. Lower back.
Good.